GarageBand will start messing with my mic.
Rat bastard GarageBand. The first thing everyone's going to hear.
I'm actually going to try to use Audacity for my dissertation podcast. I'm going to try something else.
Okay.
And see if that works better.
Well, if you need anything, I got Premiere that we can run it through.
Oh,
and I
okay.
can do stuff.
Yeah, we're going to start working on it next week. Did y'all listen to the prospectus, though? Did you hear yourselves?
Not yet. I feel bad. I have not watched it yet. I am so sorry.
45 minutes.
Christmas happened, and I just completely I had the tab open, and I may need to relink.
I see.
Horrible friend.
Whatever.
It's a terrible person.
Don't be like that.
I'll just take your voices out when it's actually broadcast.
Just be like, screw them too. Oh, we were friends.
My committee was very pleased with it.
Good.
Oh, good.
Well,
Yes.
if they need more, we're here.
Y'all are going to be doing more voices for me. Don't worry. I'll need y'all in the future. There'll be, for everything that comes out of the actual books, I'm going to be using my friends for the narration. So
Groovy.
And Thax has already proved that he's an excellent narration voice.
I had fun.
Jack, we need to work on a little bit. He's a little stiffer than I thought he would be.
I need a few more drinks and probably a little more time to actually make it me. Yeah, that's the.
It does feel
It's
a little
funny.
awkward. A little awkward
Yeah.
staring at your screen, hitting the buttons, and then sort of performing, and then hitting buttons. It's a
Yeah.
lot.
Tell me about
I mean,
it.
Yeah, it's a little more easy when I'm having to be, when I don't know why I have spaceships going on. There's some RP rolling, and suddenly the space pirate just starts flourishing out. And
Well, that's why I told you do it like Mal from Firefly. That whole thing.
let's be bad guys. I know. It takes a little more.
It's okay.
It takes.
We've got a whole
I feel like
year. There's going to be 18 episodes from February to October, so plenty of time.
Nice. Well, next time I'll study my two lines, and I'll make sure to deliver them more perfectly, with much more sarcasm. And
I appreciate that.
you're welcome.
All right, it's 8:00.
It is 8:00, so I'm gonna. Let's see if I.
Do you know what you're drinking?
Yes, I do.
I got a plan. Here we go.
Well, hello! Once again, you have found a Texas Steampunk Connection, broadcasting to you throughout the multiverse Steamverse from our various bunkers and airships. With me, as always, is Thax, Gentleman Adventurer.
Hello, hello.
With me is Jack from Steam Chest.
Hello.
And we have with us today, Master Blue Stocking from Steampunk Dollhouse Podcast. So once again, we are here to talk, probably about steampunk, most likely, because that's what this is about. Thank you for listening to the Texas Steampunk Connection.
Wait,
Good evening, everybody.
when are we doing the new?
That is the last time you will hear that intro.
Okay.
Last episode of the year, starting on the January
Next episode.
The next,
episode, whenever that is, the 10th.
what is today? The 10th. Yeah.
We will have a new opening, and I've been working out a new, more solid closing, so I'm not just reading every time. But yeah, new music and a little shake up with the vocals. But we still have our leader and what have you. Flavio will still be reading us in, and everything will be fantastic. Let's see. So yeah, today is the last show of the year. So new year, we're going to be talking about what we've done this last year, what we'll be doing coming into the new year, and of course any other dang thing that comes into our minds. How are you guys doing tonight? We've got Blue Stocking and Jack with us. Thank you guys. Oh, and Suko Saki is already part of the wine club.
Yay! Wait, where's Rita?
I'm sure she'll be here anytime now.
Suddenly, I'm worried.
I know. Rita's
They're
always
always
there at the gate.
Oh.
Is a wine cube rosé like a box wine?
That's what I
I'm
thought.
assuming that's what it is, knowing her.
Card Bordeaux.
Hey, that's what we had at our wedding, our backyard barbecue wedding. We had boxed wine.
Freaking love Franzia. I don't care what people say.
Ooh,
It was
there
excellent.
are some good box wines. Franzia might not be one of those.
I think that's what we had.
It's like alcoholic grape juice. It's just its own thing.
Yeah.
It's not really even considered a wine. It's like if you were to give it. It's like that cheap punch you give children. So this is like the cheap wine you give adults.
Hey,
It's purple flavored.
I was doing research about Victorian New Year's, which I'll talk about later. But since you brought it up, greeting cards were first being brought into popular awareness during the Victorian era. This guy was tired of writing all of his friends by hand and said, I'll just send them each like a pre-printed card, and I'll say Happy New Year's on it and send it. But apparently one of the pictures that was printed had a big party, an illustration of a big party with everybody cheering and some kids with wine. And some people found that very offensive, that they were encouraging children to drink. So I thought that was very amusing.
I'm just trying to figure out. I mean, I know in Europe, kids, drinking is different there, but I didn't know when that became a taboo thing here. In the, maybe it wasn't. I guess it was in the Victorian era.
I
Because
found that card, by the way.
There were teetotaling religious fanatics.
Oh yeah, yeah.
As well as happy drunkards. Run the gambit.
Once water became safe to drink, and you didn't have to drink alcohol all the time.
Coffee also helped that. Where coffee was
Yes,
the
coffee
next.
and tea. Yeah,
Suddenly, instead of a downer, we have stimulants, and then suddenly civilization just takes off.
it's not beer all the time.
Yep. So I remember reading a thing a while back, and I cannot find it right in my 30 seconds worth of checking, which was some of like the first greeting cards. Like, yes, the one you were talking about, I found immediately, but there were some others as they tried to become like they became mainstream. But it's funny because there's a lot of psychological and like algorithmic thinking that goes into creating greeting cards really these days, where we know that there's a certain set of rules and regulations and like how things are set up that didn't exist then. So you got some of the weirdest things coming out of it, and I love them when I can find them.
Yes, the Victorian Christmas cards, like the one with the frogs on it. Like,
It's just like
what is happening?
It feels like what happens when someone who missed the .com boom, but they have those tools still, and they don't know how to build a website. It feels like the .com boom website time, where just
it's like an Angel Fire website with all the gifts going.
It's like it needs to look like a newspaper. We got columns, we got gifts, we got like stuff.
The MIDI music playing.
Oh yeah, MIDI music and like a link to your MyFace. So.
Oh yeah, I found a little description. Particularly impish were a series of Kenny Tobacco Company cards that included images of children stamped with the date of the old year being thrown into a cauldron to be made into soup.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
just
that's
Google.
actually kind of where we still keep doing the whole like old man to the young baby thing with the stripe with the next number.
It's okay to make old men into soup.
Oh yeah,
but not babies.
Just Google weird Victorian cards, and you will, because that's what I use as my my screensavers on my computer and my wallpaper. It's just a rotating weird Victorian. I change them up every season because Victorians, I mean, not just Christmas, their Halloween cards are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's when Halloween really started to kick off in America.
They were really good at Halloween.
Excellent.
The creepy was already there. They're creepy Christmas and Thanksgiving. Weird.
The Thanksgiving, some of them are really bonkers, and some of them are really awful. Yeah,
I mean they're pretty much us. They just didn't have the ability to really express themselves to the greatest degree on Twitter when they wanted to.
Twitter,
at the drop of a hat, without thinking about it. Yeah,
14 years later, it's probably not the best thing that we ever created, but
but now we can't have a time or we can't have a place we can't not have it anymore.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Even if it dies, something else will take its place. It's kind of like Vine dying. Suddenly you now have Instagram, TikTok, and
God, I forgot about Vine.
that's the one thing Elon Musk wants to bring back. He
Really?
thinks that's what's going to save TikTok because TikTok owns it. Now they're trying to update. He
Yeah,
took
but
he
have
took
you-
his scientists and like computer programmers from his rockets and had them sit there going, "Look at the code for this." I'm just like, that's going to be
okay, but have you heard about the TikTok issue?
fun.
We
Yeah.
cannot have it on our. You cannot because I work
That's
for a government
push
agency.
Vine forward because TikTok is definitely Chinese. We can't have it on government.
We got an email. Because
Yeah.
since I work for a public university, I'm technically a government employee, so we got a long email about not having TikTok on any of our company or our campus
teaching.
devices, which I don't even have it on my phone, but
Yep.
they're trying to figure out right now. They've got it so you can't have it on your work devices, but I think they're trying to figure out a way to keep people from having them on their personal devices. That's what the tenor that I'm getting from the emails,
Yes.
because Abbott has locked it down.
Yes. So what's going to
Habits.
happen is that
Yeah.
now that TikTok is no longer favorable, if a
Yeah.
company can come along that's American,
Mm-hmm.
that can be hit with our own government,
Yep.
and overwatched by our own CIA to help spy on Americans, and we'll play ball, then we'll have a socially acceptable narc on our phones gathering all the same information.
I won't have it.
And that's the thing. Vine may become that. And there's actually a massive market, especially when they get it going and say, hey, look, it's ready. And they shut down TikTok with the government. And suddenly everyone rolls over to it and all the creators roll over to it.
See, I don't
will roll over to it.
I don't use TikTok anyway because it automatically starts to play whenever you open the app. And for someone with ADHD and overstimulation issues, I like panic. Yeah, as soon as it starts screaming at me, I panic.
You go to the restroom, you sit down, in a public restroom, you're like, I'm just going to look at like things for like 10 seconds. And it's just like blaring.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's not anything I picked. I open it up and there's just things coming at me. I'm like, I can't. So I'll watch the videos.
How a normal person gets their dopamine rush.
Nope. I'll watch the videos on Twitter when people post them on Twitter. And I've only ever
when Facebook thinks I want the videos to play automatically, I'm just like, you better turn that off or I'm going to shoot my phone.
I can't. I've made one TikTok
leave
video.
Vine dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
I never even used Vine. How did that like come and go? Wasn't it pretty fast?
Yeah, it did because other things took over.
Yeah.
And,
I remember that YouTube was on the way out because of Vine, and then
and now everyone's going to the shorthand version of videos, and even YouTube is now favoring those in the search. So it's really difficult for anyone who wants to do anything over 5 minutes as a video.
Yeah, well, and Instagram Reels that keep popping up.
Everyone's doing it. It's because
It's
everyone was dopamine hit.
Although I do watch the reels that come up on Facebook that are of cats. I can't help it.
That's normal though. That's how the internet. That's how YouTube was started. Was other than the place where you go get you're no longer Victorian scantily clad women online, and your news became where you go get your scantily clad women, if anything, and your news and your cats
and the cats. Yeah. The
And
one
then
only TikTok I've ever
Minecraft-
made was of Gigi. That was it. I made one TikTok and it was of Gigi because he was so cute. And then I wandered off.
And then YouTube exploded due to kids around the 7 to 12-year-old age doing Minecraft videos because kids would watch them over and over and over and over.
My husband was watching them over and over and over again. Yeah.
My child does too, and I'm just like, I'm always like sitting there like, how do I crack this? There's an enigma sitting in front of me. If I want to do my own, but I can't sit there and go, hey guys, let's do this for 35 minutes before you even get to the thing I was going to talk about at the beginning.
Hey, you guys. Hi, Kitty. Kitty said
Kitty.
hi. And still no Rita. I'm a little concerned.
Well, it being the end of the year and holidays, they might be out. They might be out of town or doing their own thing.
And she didn't
They
let
have
us
a life
know.
without us.
They didn't let us know.
They're going to catch us on the flip side. They're going to watch us later, and they're going to chastise us for like, stop
I was
pointing out the fact we're
concerned.
not here.
I was concerned. I can't help it. Well, did everybody survive the cold? Okay.
Yeah.
That was,
Cold.
oh my God. It wasn't as bad as it could have been. I know.
Oh, yeah, we didn't have snow.
No precipitation, so it wasn't. But I know people up here in DFW there was a pretty hefty power outage.
Yeah.
So
We had a flicker at the telephone pole, at our light post. That was it.
good.
Yeah. It held.
That was
Although it was interesting because there was a thing published. The power regulator person who talks to ERCOT, or ERCOT's version who talks to the federal government about like emissions and such. I think Thax wants to talk about things.
I was going to say, I think Thax wants to talk about booze.
Go through this. They got permission to burn dirtier materials just in case if they needed to. So like coal, or beyond coal, and petrol and gasoline and whatnot. So
and whatever they could throw on the fire.
Said, if stuff goes south, be damned the rules. We'll forgive you for going over your emissions.
We're just throwing everything on the fire that we can find.
Basically, we're sitting there throwing musicians, their equipment, whatever.
Say just bodies, just whatever.
Soon we'll be moving to libraries and librarians. Because there's a lot of flammable material.
Shut your filthy mouth.
Hey, I'll take it back.
We're in enough trouble already.
It'd be a good fuse for the current, for the current situation with books being banned.
So, Thax, what you drinking? Since you made a big production of it.
Are we drinking?
Oh, are we drinking?
Apparently we are.
So, all the seasonals are out right now, right? So, Yingling has their Hershey's chocolate porter.
Is it good?
Ooh, is it good?
It is good. It's got chocolate notes without being like chocolate forward. It's a very solid porter. So if you're someone who says, I don't like beer, but I like chocolate, this isn't the one.
Gotcha.
Because I have, friends who aren't real big beer drinkers, but they like trying new things. This is definitely a porter, which is nice. I like that. And then it's got a little chocolatey flavor in it. Yingling makes an excellent beer, and this is also one of those.
Well, that actually makes sense because Hershey is in Pennsylvania.
The same state, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. My ex-husband used to deliver to Hershey because he worked for Cintas, and he would come home with like candy in his pockets because the women that worked in reception loved him, and so he would just come home once a week.
I'm a brick of candy.
He would get like I guess when Twizzlers would come off the line and they were warm.
Oh,
and
man.
So like warm.
That sounds great. I never thought about that.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, but no, yeah, he would come home with just pockets full of candy because the receptionists adored him, and so yeah, it was.
I would never be able to work at a candy store. All right, so I'm already.
He was just a delivery driver for Cintas. He brought the uniforms and all that.
They're just trying to get rid of it. They're making so much.
Yeah.
So I'm just getting a visualization of your dad delivering things and all the girls coming in from the line. Hey, big guy, it's like slip you a little tip there.
This is my ex-husband.
Oh, excuse me.
This is my second husband. Yeah. And
maybe you should ask some questions. Why do you keep coming home with all this candy?
He was the kind of person that wouldn't have known that he was being flirted with if a woman was climbing on him. He wouldn't have known. So he would come home with, I'm like, they're flirting with. He's like, no, they're not. They're just really nice. They give me. I'm like, yeah.
Hey, little boy,
they keep shoveling candy. Yeah. Just pockets full of it. So yeah, we always had something floating around the house. Yeah.
Oh, see, my problem with my office is that since Halloween, there's now little desk cups of candy on everyone's desk, and I'm the IT guy. So you know what happens? I need you to fix my computer. I'm like, okay, go in there, sit down. There it is,
staring at you.
And I hit all these computers. And then my coworker. One time she's like, Frank, I can't stand it. I need chocolate. And so I'm like, okay. And I go running over to someone else's office. Hey, you have any problems? I'm just here to make sure everything's okay. And
stuffing candy.
I walk back in and I dump it like a Viking horde. And so yeah, it's fun. But yeah, that's my problem. Is I don't even like Yorkshire peppermint patties anymore.
Oh, I love those.
But I will eat them.
Oh,
I'll just sit there and just be like, it's because it's here. I'm so done with the holidays. All the candy can go away for a bit.
Yeah. We're finally finishing up the pie, and
someone just needs to deliver me like a whole bunch of like oranges or grapefruit. And if I put them on my desk, I will sit there and peel them and eat them all day.
Something fresh. Yeah. We still have some pecan pie left, but Matt's almost done with the pumpkin. So, yeah.
I left all that at home. And actually, I left some of it at Thax's house on the way.
Aw.
And then I slipped him another container of cookies myself.
There you go.
And they're really good. We're still working on those.
Well, someday I'll have a kitchen where I can actually cook again for Christmas. But what you drinking, Jack?
So I actually pulled out something because it's almost the same exact time I was drinking it last time I was drinking it, which was a decade. Let's see here, 2008. So 12 years or something like that. 10 years. I can't count. 10 years, almost 13 years.
Yeah.
That was.
I don't know. I don't
It's a long time. I'm pretty sure the reason I can't come up with the numbers is because I lost those brain cells when I was drinking.
I'm a librarian, not a mathematician. What is that?
Looks like medicine.
That does. It looks like Victorian medicine. Is that opium? Is that laudanum?
No, it is not.
What is that?
I don't read Chinese. But
It is
50%.
really. It's rice wine.
Oh.
56% alcohol.
Wait, what? How much?
56%.
Oh. That. Yeah, I can read that part.
Yeah, and I just
It is
tasted
medicine.
a little bit of it.
It is
and I'm
medicine.
like, how did you get the worst part of rice and rubbing alcohol together into this
Oh.
concoction? I forget how bad this was because I was drunk most of the time when I was there in China, because it was cheaper to buy their beer than it was to buy their water or the Coca-Cola, because they knew the fact they could get away with charging American dollar for Coca-Cola, or their liter of 3% alcohol beer that was better than their water anywhere you're going was like the equivalent of 6 pennies. So literally all these college students are running around with 2 liters at a time in their backpacks going through, we're just there, and you can drink it anywhere. It wasn't like it was a problem. It wasn't considered alcoholic even. Had to be above a certain percentage before it was considered. However, they sold this stuff all over the place.
That does not look appealing in any way.
Freaking, what do they call that? Brine wounds with it?
Like I said, that looks like something out of a steampunk novel.
However, it tastes like dusty rice. Wet, like not even wet. Somehow there's like no liquid in this. It's just alcohol.
Well, like the bag got wet, then it dried, and it's all moldy.
No, not even that. Like, all right, let's see.
Not even that flavor.
To be fair, there is a wang to it, and that's the
a little umami going on.
That's weird.
Oh.
Well, I got to drink it if I'm going to have it out. So
you go ahead. Let's watch his face.
Yeah, here it goes. For those, someone's going to have to explain my face to those who are listening on the podcast who are not watching this at this moment. However, if you would like to go to, like, what are we, like, freaking 23 minutes in on the YouTube channel.
Nut up and shoot it. Come on.
Yeah, fine.
Oh
yeah,
that's a Robitussin. That's a NyQuil face.
That's, see, I can drink NyQuil without thinking, but this is some. It's rubbing alcohol. It's got to be just rubbing alcohol, and they're selling it to us tourists.
But it looks like it keeps crawling back up, and you keep swallowing it again.
Oh no, there is some stuff in my lungs. There's like a yellow vapor that's just kind of sitting right in here.
Don't let him match near his face. Oh, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm putting that again, putting it back in the drawer for a decade.
That'll make it better.
I'll torture my son's kids with it or something. I don't know.
Can they go blind?
I may give it to my brother. Like, here, have a really cool thing that you'll never drink to put it on your wonderful alcohol shelf.
Nope.
In fact, you want a present?
I'll try anything once.
And you know what? I will bring this wherever we roll to next. I want
bring it to Galveston.
Yeah, and the bottle is cool. Like,
I mean, yeah,
it was like 50 cents. I'm like, it's cheap ass booze, and it
looks like a prop.
Then I drank some, and I'm like, oh god. Oh, so the person who was with me at the time, my ex-girlfriend, she was getting kind of annoyed with people because she wasn't drinking the beer because she did not like the taste at all. Even though it was light beer, it was terrible. It was worse than Bud. Like, I'm gonna say this, I don't mean to piss people off. I drink Bud Light with lime. Now, it tastes like
With
Seen
the
ya.
lime?
See, I do have a disdain for people have a disdain for me for saying that I like Bud Light with lime, but I
Yeah,
cannot.
you go ahead.
However, it was like you cut Bud Light with water. It was more or less the way it tasted. It was like
So
the
it was
barest
like
minimum-
near beer.
Huh?
It was like military because when I lived in Oklahoma, when I lived in Fort Sill, the beer was like 2% or 3% that you would get in Oklahoma.
Yeah. It
In
was
Lawton.
basically
if you wanted
it
real
was the
beer, you had
best
to go to
flavor
PX.
you could get for the alcohol content being as little as possible to
Yeah.
make actually beer.
It's like near beer.
No, that's pretty much what that's pretty much what we were drinking. And if you drank
Ugh.
enough of a liter in an hour period or 2 liters in an hour period, you could definitely get buzzed on a bus. But then suddenly you're really stuck because then you had to make it out to the next bus stop for So, but yeah, no, that was fun. Let's not do that again.
And my husband just confessed that he drank MGD with lime. Ugh.
See, citrus goes well. with
Corona.
beer.
I will drink a Corona with lime. Yes.
And then there's
That
like
is-
I'm not even a big fan of like full moon or full moon.
No, the blue moon.
Blue moon.
Ooh, no, I
Like,
tried that
but
once.
you got to put the grapefruit with it, or the big blood orange makes
I
it.
tried
Really good.
that. And I tried the lemon shandy or something. I can't remember what that was, but
That
was,
one does sound kind of weird. Like I'm not a big fan of lemon, but yeah,
no.
So you put lime in your beer because
Yeah.
your beer has gone skunky and you need to cover things up. That's the point.
but there's a good.
Is that what it's for?
Here's the thing. I don't know why. Like the cactus one by whatever, I can't remember that company name. The beer,
Cactus beer,
they have a cactus pear beer, and it's by Michelob.
like
makes
prickly pear.
Yeah,
I've
it
had like
doesn't
prickly
taste
pear
sweet.
mimosas, and those
That's
are
the
really
thing.
good. And prickly
But
pear
it's-
cider.
Yeah, it feels like they just took a leaf of a prickly pear and ground it up and put it in there. It does not taste like what I think.
Oh.
But yeah, it doesn't taste like prickly pear. The
Prickly.
pear, it's like the leaf, the spiny bit.
Okay.
But I don't know. Bud Light with lime hits a thing, and I'm tired of thinking of telling people I don't like it. I'm
Hey.
It's not.
You be proud of your beer
Yeah.
drinking.
My weird beer drinking habit. That's my only one weird one. Outside of that, I like thicker things if possible. Of course, that jellyfish here in town is great. I'm really enjoying the jellyfish beer,
Jelly
the electric jellyfish.
beer.
That it's an IPA, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a fresh IPA. It hasn't
It's
had
very
time
nice.
to age. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very
Really pricey.
yeah, but it's good. And it's the thing is it's the new thing. Everyone's
Oh.
like, oh, I'm like, why is this new? It's literally the IPA before it's had any time to age. It's still very foggy, as they call it. Foggy. It's not clear beer. It's very foggy. But apparently that's
Cloudy.
why. It's fresh. It's a fresh IPA that hasn't had time to settle down and stop being rowdy.
Okay.
So, did you guys
Alrighty.
have homework you wanted to bring up? You don't have to because we can fill this thing.
No.
Okay.
well,
The
Doom
new year.
Patrol. If you have HBO Max and you haven't watched Doom Patrol, it's not steampunk, but it is definitely got steampunk and diesel punk and atomic age and deco punk elements to it, especially the time machine that they're using that
That's a
causes complete
DC,
amnesia.
It's the DC series, right?
Yes, and it is Brendan Fraser. That's the reason for the Renaissance when Brendan Fraser came back is because he's the voice of Cliff Steele, the Robot Man. So he's the clunky robot man. His brain is in a tin can, basically. But you still
Nice.
get to see him like in flashbacks and stuff. You get to see who he was before his brain was put into the robot. So yeah, and there's also Negative Man, who's got a negative spirit inside him. He was Larry Trainer. He was a pilot from the 60s. So
I think I've worked with him previous jobs. Negative Man. Yeah.
he's all wrapped in the bandages, but there's, like I said, there's definite steampunk elements to some of the stuff that's going on in it. So I just watched all the first 3 seasons, and then the 4th season is airing right now. So I told you, I've been really sick, and I've been on the couch for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
Jack, you have something to bring up?
I mean, I was just going to mention that I got to watch Enola Holmes, which was fantastic.
Did you like it?
I did.
Yes, it was so good.
It was very good. I'm going to say it didn't have the same impact as the first one, but I'm only going to say that because we all had expectations. And it was like watching Enola Holmes or watching the actress for Enola Holmes doing something different that first time. Now we're like, how is she going to do it different this time?
Yeah.
And I mean, so beyond that, because I had a little more in my head, but we were kind of thrown for a long time in the movie of who the villain really was. They did a great job bouncing you around on that one. And I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was really good. I'm gonna have to watch him again, but I think she's good at a period piece, and she's sharp. And I mean, Helena Bonham Carter, you
can never go wrong with her.
I know. And actually, something that when I watched the first Enola Holmes movie, I was a really big fan of Room with a View that came out in the mid '80s with her and Julian Sands, and from the E.M. Forster book. And something that I had noticed back then, which was the mid '80s, and even with her now in Enola Holmes, Helena Bonham Carter has a way of walking in a corset. It's hard to explain, but she has if you know what I'm talking about, she has a particular
I know what you mean, yes.
And she still does it. She still does it from Room with the View in the mid '80s until, the first Enola Holmes movie, a couple of years ago. She still has that same shape and the same way that she moves. And it's just, I don't know. She's beautiful. I love. Yeah. I'm so glad. Of course,
she just pronounced it more when she played Bellatrix Lestrange. It's just like, be more you. Just turn it up to 11.
She's so good. She's so good. So, I'm glad to see her still kicking around. So, no, I loved it. I thought it was really good. So,
I think it's easier to write a script or a story where you spend a lot of time introducing new characters and sort of developing and establishing characters, whereas the second film, they're already established. So now you have to do real work.
Yeah. I mean, you have to actually branch out and start. Yeah. I still wish it had been a series and not.
I felt like we would get more mileage out of it.
Yeah.
For sure. Each movie could have been broken up into 3 parts, and you just have just do the Andor treatment to it, where each 3 episodes is a full arc.
Although, I mean, she's also we're already working on Stranger Things, and Henry Cavill was working on The Witcher, so everybody was.
He was on The Witcher. They just got done basically telling him, and he's even in Black Adam at the end, coming up and showing up, talking. We got to talk, but they've canceled him being Superman.
And The Witcher.
Suddenly he's going to be He's going to be one of the producers for the Warhammer 40K video or movie.
Yeah,
or TV show.
He's a huge nerd. Have you seen the video of him building the computer? Huge nerd.
Well, he almost was late to his Superman rehearsal to see if he was going to get the job because he was playing WoW and he couldn't get out of a raid.
I mean, once you get into one of those things, you are committed.
You're committed until it's done because you can't leave. If you leave, that's however much time you've been in there, 4 hours sometimes, just gone because everyone
has to get kicked from your guild. So
and everyone's got to repair their gear. It's a big loss. You don't want a loss without a gain.
Huge nerd. Yeah. So no, I mean, I think it would have been better as a show, but I still like the movies. I think they're really cute.
Yeah, so. I think you make the point. Henry Cavill is got his hands full, so I don't think that he'd be able to get into another show. He just doesn't have the time with this World of Warcraft, going on.
I will say this: WoW
what's your
take
money?
up a lot of time. I just hit level 70 on my Fox character. So my gnome, I still have to get up there.
I have multiple friends going, you need to get on. You can play an hour a day right now and catch up. It's really easy. I'm like,
lies.
You underestimate my time.
Lies. Come play with us. Join us.
Okay, yeah. So I thought I might spend a little time going through last season and just taking a peek at episodes that got a lot of hits, got a lot of downloads. I'm looking at the podcast, so I'm not looking at the streaming statistics. But I'm just using this as a sort of an eyeball. Does that sound cool?
Sure.
Do it.
Do it.
So a lot of these are hitting around 20 to 30 downloads because we're not big time, but that's okay.
Hey, we are big time enough.
Back in this. Oh wait, no. Excuse.
Take your time.
Here we go. Episode 4 of this season. I'm only going back through this year. So February, we got 50 hits, which is pretty good for us. And we talked about accessories for your steampunk costume. Do you remember that?
I do.
Yes.
About shopping for unique bargain finds or hitting Etsy and going ham.
Because we had. Yeah, I was gonna say we have a difference of shopping habits. Where Dax is much more responsible with money than
I'm cheap. I'm absolutely cheap.
And I am 46 years old, and I'm like a teenager with her mother's credit card. I'm well aware of this fact.
If it wasn't for my excessive frugality, I would never have bothered to learn to sew or make things or any of that stuff.
I tried to learn to sew, though. My mother is an excellent seamstress. She tried so hard, but my hyperfocus that was where her hyperfocus would sit. Was she could sew. She's amazing. I just nope. If I can't do it perfect, I don't want to do it. So I can stitch buttons and make little pouches for spells and stuff, but that's clothes. No.
It's funny because stitching buttons is the thing I hate.
That's the only thing I'm good at.
The handwork, I don't want to sit here and it's.
See, I can do minor repair work. That's easy. Or like cross stitching. I love cross stitching, but that's also a pattern, and there's really hard to mess it up. I mean, you can't mess it up, and I have messed it up. I have had to rip out an entire quarter section at one time, but you can't get your stitches crooked with a cross stitch like I can.
That's true. It's true. It's very.
Yeah, you can do the colors wrong, but you can't get it crooked. And my sewing, especially embroidery, all over the place. It's so bad. I can't even draw a straight line. There's no way I can sew one.
I'm up in the air on that a lot of the times when I talk about like what I would want for my characters, like accessories. I'm really torn. There's what my character needs to be doing. Like I usually, when I was doing the LARPing thing at the conventions a lot with a couple of individuals, usually I'd get the script ahead of time, so I'd be able to kind of plan ahead with some like accessories for the event, and so I would arrive as kind of I was either the main villain protagonist character. Wait, protagonist, is that the right word? Antagonist, I can't remember.
Antagonist is the villain, yeah.
Okay,
protagonist.
So I was always like the antagonist or the guy who was going to further the plot, or it was happening at my place of business, or I'm showing up to an art gallery to rob it, or I am hosting on a riverboat cruise that's going through a temporal time warp. I'm holding a poker tournament, which I am here to steal all the money at the end of it that I'm hosting. And also my creditors have shown up. A bunch of loan sharks have shown up. A whole bunch of people who want to get the money have shown up, who've actually paid into this thing. And then there's just some people who are just running around enjoying the drinks and the watching, and paid a ticket to get on board. And so that was a fun one. But I always had like some gadgets to go with it. Or a child that was running around stealing people's the fake money out of their pockets, which was great. My child was hilarious at that. And he got away with a lot more than we were expecting. And so that was fun. But just rolling into a convention, just showing up like we just docked to go to this thing is a little different thinking. Because I'm like, well, I'm not going here to shoot somebody, so I don't need to carry the big gun. But I want to show it off because I have it, and these are my friends. It's kind of like I'm going to see friends. That's the whole point at this moment. So, but it's just
it gets friends heavy. To see your big gun.
I think that's why people actually buy big guns.
Yeah, after watching a lot of my family and just the general idea of Texas rolling around. Yeah, you buy a cool gun to show your friends. Look what I found, and that's okay. Yeah, do you? But I don't want to carry them. They're heavy, and
Strap it to your
I
back.
have a thing I want to make. I have this big thief. It's a gas thief, essentially, for like petroleum. So those of you who don't know what a thief is, essentially it's like a valve off the main line that shoots into a clear container, so you can see the color of the gas, the water cut with the oil, so how much oil versus the water that's flowing through. It gives you a sample, essentially. And sometimes the sample you have to dump and whatever, but it's just like a glass vial that comes off the main line. But this one's for high pressure gas, and so it's got these two massive aluminum seal bits on the side, and this heavy glass, like bulletproof glass in the middle, and then it's got bracers, like 36-inch long metal bracers and a 6 pattern around it. So it looks like this cool container that I'm like, either do I want to put? I know he was making fun of me, and you're laughing.
I'm
now.
just trying not to snort. That's why I'm muting myself, because I'm snorting.
No, snort. That's going to get us more views.
It's just I'm just thinking Monty Python, huge tracts of land.
Yeah, no, I know, it's great. We're all making hands. We're all making hand gestures now.
Please
so
continue.
it looks like someone's evil container that's held by these bars like this, and it's about 36 inches long. And I'm sitting here going, that'd be a really awesome barrel for like an over-under, like, hold the gun like this.
Okay.
And I put a flashing blue light in it, and I fill it full of like quinine or something's bioluminescence, so like, make it my lightning gun. That's going to be freaking heavy, but I would love to do it, and I would be able to turn it into a lamp when I'm not using it. So that's the other thing, is I'll be able to set it in the corner right guy over here, just have it on, just sit there like slowly like wiggling like electricity. And that'd be a masterpiece piece to own or to finish. And yeah, I would so definitely carry that thing around and hate myself at the end of a convention showing that thing off. I'd run out of batteries real quick, but it's whatever. It'd be worth it. It would be worth it.
Be worth it for about 5 minutes, and then you'd be so irritated with it.
Damn, I miss having a table. I need to rent a booth. Everyone can come see the gun.
Maybe something smaller that you can wear in like a holster on your back. I don't know.
Well, it would be shoulder braced, so
okay.
I would have it like be like the
Baldric?
The big heavy guns on like Aliens 2. You'd hold it kind of out. Yeah.
Okay.
But because it would definitely needed the same amount of weight on the back to keep it even. So
there's a gun like that in Sherry Priest, the Clockwork Century series, Clementine, where it's this big. It's the feed through, and the one guy that's in is this big dude, and so he's able to lift this thing up and put it on his shoulder, but it is massive, and he's got somebody behind him feeding through, and it's burning his coat as he can only carry. He can carry it for like 30
or naval gun on his.
Yeah, he can carry it for like maybe 30 seconds to a minute before it. Yeah. But it makes its point.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Scene out of Star Trek. The Kelvin universe with Wrath of Khan, where Khan's like sit there with like a tiny little machine gun, and suddenly he's got like a phaser he ripped off a shuttlecraft and like cutting down Klingons with it. I'm like, that looks heavy.
Nerd. Such a nerd. Okay.
You're a nerd. You're a librarian.
Hey.
Touché. Thank you for the compliment.
So the next episode we got with a lot of hits. Was in the very next one. We got 39 hits, almost 40 downloads. Blue Stocking was away, but Natalie McMasters joined us. We talked about sweet tea and tea dueling and mezcal. I've got notes here. And how to mod a men's dress shirt, steampunk style.
Yes.
Remember that?
Wait, are all the hits on the ones where I wasn't here?
No,
that was the first one that you weren't here.
So far, you're 50-50.
We might have a talk.
So far, you're batting 1 for 2. You're good. Because there's a couple I was missing on that were really great, I'm sure.
And Natalie is tuned in tonight, so thanks for coming back with us. Yeah, she was a really good addition, especially for that topic with the shirts, because she'd worked in theater quite a bit. And the shirt I showed off that we cut the collar off of, That's become my favorite shirt.
Hey,
I'm only not wearing it tonight because it is in the laundry.
Bollocks. That's a
But
good
you're in
one.
your
Yeah.
Zach's man of leisure outfit tonight.
Yes, well,
International-
it's the New Year's, celebratory look.
He's just late to his Illuminati meeting.
Just say, I just needed extra room because I ate too much this weekend. So
Oh, yeah. I went to my sister's and she sent me home with like a half a pie and half a cheesecake.
yeah, we've been eating cornbread dressing and gravy for days, and it's
Not complaining.
no.
Oh, this
Not
is
at
a good
all.
one. Episode 16. We got almost 90 downloads, which is, 3 times as much as we usually get. Do you remember the episode where I brought up Cece's Pizza?
Yeah,
It's-
Yes,
commercials.
that
the
episode.
weird CC's commercials. Was that what it was?
Yeah. We're still running those.
Yeah, it was the okay, yeah, I remember that episode. That was bizarre. Actually, that's something we need to talk about
Maru.
when we get off of here. We need to
Mhm.
talk about the episodes that have the hits and when I was actually on the job on Twitter. I'm curious if there's a
Correlation.
correlation between how much we push it out on social media, and so we'll talk about that later. But
No,
you just- yeah,
I gotta
Just
do some
make it-
graphs. I gotta do
making a
some
mental note.
Excel. I gotta do some spreadsheets. I'm excited.
Oh God.
Algorithms.
Woo! See for
That was
some.
the episode where Jack discovered Sherry Priest.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, in that episode, it's like, have you heard about this author?
Oh, that's right. I'm like, I've written
Yep.
papers about her. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. I mean, there's
Hey,
a
it's
first.
okay.
For every, yeah, I've
Yes.
been here a long time, but you still run into new things.
Yeah, I find stuff all the time. I'm like, how did I not know this book existed before? I don't understand.
Let's see. And maybe like one more. We got 36 downloads for episode 21, which was 1st of November. We talked about Enola Holmes. That had not, the
That
new one
was-
hadn't come out yet. We were talking about,
was the
Wednesday
run-up to
Addams
Steampunk
coming
November,
out. And Werewolf by Night.
Was it our Steampunk November debrief, or was it the run up to Steampunk November?
So this is the first. So this was.
So it was the
before
run up to.
Steampunk.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We're getting ready and getting excited. Yeah, I don't know why that one got particularly more than others. It's always a mystery, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it has to. Some of it has to do with the keywords that you're using, and that's the other thing we need to have talk behind the scenes about how we're
Keywords.
pushing things
What's
out.
those keywords?
Oh, you don't. Oh, tags, my friend.
Yes, I will have a talk with you about keywords.
Oh,
Very important.
I'm being
no.
called. Into
I've had
the-
this conversation with grad students many times. Keywords are very important. They're
Whoa.
what pushed you out there to the Google machine.
I'm being called into the principal's office for the
The
keyword.
librarian's office.
That's even worse because it means you stole something.
Hey. No. Well, I don't have an office right now, but I will again soon, someday.
They kicked you out of your office?
Yeah, I told you about that. The sprinklers
Oh,
in the
that's right.
library. Yeah.
Yep.
I go back. At this point, they're saying February 6th. So I'll be back in my office.
Wow, they're having to do a lot of work.
Well, and I don't know. I don't think anybody I work with watches this. So yeah, what we found out is when the library was built in '86, there's sprinklers on the first floor, the main floor, but somehow they got a dispensation to not have sprinklers in the rest of the library because they have alarms everywhere. And like the dean of the library said, she's like, which is great when you work in a building that's full of kindling. So that's why they're doing this. We have sprinklers on the main floor, and that's it. We have 3 floors plus the basement, and we
So
only
they
have
just
sprinklers
do
on
that
one.
to like cheap out?
I don't know, but there's
Wow, that's crazy.
there's I love my library. I do. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous, but I think that there were some cost-cutting measures taken in 1986 when it was built.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're fixing that now, which is, why everybody's getting kicked out of their offices as we go. So they started with our floor, and then they'll go to the second, and then the basement, and then the first floor. Because the main floor is going to be the hardest, because that's where everybody goes. That's the most used. So, but the TW library is beautiful. I highly recommend, if you're in Denton, come visit. I'll give you a tour. It's very lovely. It's just, not fire safe right now.
Now you know. All right.
Now we know.
And then I'm going to get a notice tomorrow that I've been fired.
Don't say that.
You were sharing some things we didn't need people to know. And you're fired. Goodbye.
Oops. I think I'll be okay.
I think you'll be fine.
Now I'm thinking about, going into the new year. We've already mentioned we're going to have a new opening.
Yay!
I don't think it's going to bring us any new hits, but I guess I have to learn about keywords.
We'll talk. It's about putting things in the show notes.
We definitely need to have an episode where we build big guns.
Apparently. Can we build potato guns?
Guns.
Potato gun. I've always wanted to build one of those.
I know how to build a tomato gun. A potato gun.
That's
I could
always
speak.
wanted one of those. That'd be awesome.
I've heard of those built large enough to shoot pumpkins.
Yes. Well, do you remember that show? I don't remember, it was on Discovery, the Pumpkin Chunkin contest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Texas here.
So it was really bad. Was that one that was the catapult? The one was
yes.
on?
The different ways that they were.
Like slapped her back. It didn't release correctly because it wrapped. So when it went forward, it came. It didn't release. So then it came back and slammed her straight in the face.
Yeah. Did you
whole body pull back, let go, back.
Yeah, it was a show on Discovery Channel that was like every year for like in the fall. It was called Pumpkin. It was Pumpkin Chunkin', right? It was something like that. And it was people devising ever more ridiculous and dangerous ways to fling and destroy pumpkins. It was bonkers, like trebuchets and catapults and cannons, and it was awesome. But I haven't seen it advertised in years. That was like in the Mythbusters era.
Yeah, so I'm doing a lookup, and it says pumpkinchunkin.com.
Oh,
please. They've been struggling after building momentum with the 2019 World Champion Pumpkin Chunkin' in Illinois. We hope things would move in the right direction, but then there was COVID, and story everyone's telling.
I didn't realize it was still going. So if you can find some videos, you need to watch those. They're bananas. I
would swear there is a similar contest or celebration in the state of Texas, because how could there not be? But I have to look a little further into it. We'll save that for the big gun episode.
The big gun episode?
I guess.
So
apparently we're having a big gun episode.
I found you the 2022 Pumpkin Chunkin' events and festivals. Apparently there's an entire website devoted to this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Catches and more at .org.
Yeah, I didn't know it was still a thing.
Yeah. Everywhere. From Alaska to Alabama to Arkansas, California, Colorado, Missouri, New York, Ohio. Every state's here with something, it seems like. Virginia's got 2 to 4. Yeah, anyway.
We only have 1.
We got the Watermelon Festival nearby that's getting big.
Nobody throws them.
Do they fling watermelons, though?
Huh?
Do they fling watermelons, though?
I mean, you should.
The Gallagher?
It's like the Amazing Race woman who stems her face with it, Figure I had to go find that meme to make sure I was right. It's the Amazing Race that had that moment where she slapped
It sounds like this is a challenge. We need to go to the Watermelon Festival and bring machines to
steampunk device.
Hurl them at other people at the festival.
Well,
we need to do
I
that.
have a friend who is a machinist
November.
and a blacksmith and a metal worker who we used to go build potato guns with. This would be a wonderful. This we could do
I'm
it.
telling you, Steampunk November. This is perfect. It's fall, pumpkins. We could get something going there. They have that
I
big
mean,
field that's not being used.
The insurance salesman in me is just like
I
dying
know.
inside as I'm like,
The liability is insane.
the salesman in me is going, oh yes, but the advisor who has to pay for it's like, oh no, this is
Bad.
expensive.
It'd be so much fun
Like,
though.
they wanted tea kettle racing, sure, we could get away with that, but I mean, this is a whole new thing.
Don't cry.
Just saying, it's an idea. Throwing it out there, throwing it into the universe.
So if they hear this, we'd love to chunk pumpkins at your festival. We'd pay good money.
Yes, that would be awesome. Just saying.
Bring your own pumpkin.
Yeah, you can bring your own pumpkins. There's an idea for free. Steampunk November.
Are there any other topics off the top of your head that you'd like to explore this next year?
I can think of some stuff, but I also don't know how the reception would be. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe listeners, commenters over here could let us know. Like, I mean, we've had like conversations before about books.
Hit us up on our Twitter.
We have one. Hey, we have a Twitter. Come find me.
She's
I'm doing my best. And
as long as Twitter still exists.
As long as Twitter still exists
for the next year.
As long as Blue Stock can get her ass and get in there and deal with it. But I've been been on social media the down low lately. But yeah, I mean, we've had like conversations, serious conversations, like with the conversations we had about colonialism and Victorian era and all that. So if those were of interest, we can do more. I mean, y'all know me, books are my jam. We can get into more in-depth things, or we can keep it light. But let us know.
How old did our steampunk undergarment video do? That was fun.
The one with Laura?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did the videos with Laura do? Or the episodes with Laura?
I've already moved on.
I'm not saying we absolutely have to have her on again. I'm just,
Oh, she'd like to come back on.
She's very charming. Not saying I'm smitten with her. Just,
Not saying you're not.
The word smitten. I like that word. It's kind of like,
I know. I like that word.
I could be smitten with people that
it's very non-committal.
Yeah.
And platonic.
Just have a beer and be smitten together. You don't go kissing or anything. It's just being smitten.
It's just being cute.
Yeah.
It's just enjoying each other's company.
Go people watch and jeer,
I'm wondering how the episodes where we had guests versus just the three of us BSing for an hour.
Episode 20 with Laura, end of October. We got 26 downloads.
Okay.
It's a solid number.
Yeah.
It doesn't really stand out, but we may need more advertising. And
I need to get I need to get better on social media. I've been, like I said, I fell down the rabbit hole because of my dissertation. So we're coming back up.
Yeah, I mean, priorities. Honestly, your dissertation kind of up front.
The last few months have been a little weird with, cats and jobs and everything else. So I think we've all kind of taken a few hits the last few months. So.
Hey, in years past, that would be a reason to just not have an episode. So I think this is the first year in many years where we've been solidly every 2 weeks. This is episode 25, just the way it should be.
And I've been in and out, and Jack's been out a few times, but Dax has been on the money.
Yeah.
But we've also had solid guest hosts that have been able to pop up at a moment's notice. So
that's true.
Yeah.
One that Thax wasn't involved in.
Was there one where he was? Was that just me and you?
I think it might have been just me and you at that point.
It was it was. Yeah, it was me and you, but there was somebody else on too with us. I can't remember. Was it Kitty?
May well have been.
Yeah, I know.
Nicole with us a few times that I really enjoyed it.
But we've had really solid people coming in when one of us is.
And Natalie can always be counted on to step in, so they've both been awesome.
Yeah. Yeah,
we've grabbed Nicole by the hair a couple times and yanked her in to like,
yo.
We've been very fortunate. So
We need a local sheriff person, or a private security firm to come in and talk.
the Pinkertons are going to come in.
Gotta keep me on
Well,
Yeah.
so let us know what you want us, if you want us to talk about, we can go in depth or we can keep it surface
Yeah, it
level.
would be interesting to know. Do you want us to all like focus on one like one poem for the entire hour?
I mean, I've been
Or
in
do you want
school
us to
for
have-
11 years. I can go in depth if y'all want to go in depth, but I
gonna
also know
bore you
that
to
can be
death
really
with
boring.
One subject line at a
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the episodes where we sort of dive in or talk about uncomfortable topics because I feel like I learn more,
Mhm.
but I recognize that it's not.
I don't want
as
to bore
fun.
anybody.
It's not
Yeah.
as
It's fun for
jokey
me.
and fun.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing we got to realize: we're not boring as many people as we think, because most of us are in this genre, love knowing the random little things that we didn't know about this genre.
Yeah.
Like, when did the underwear come into women's bras or something? It's stuff like that. Like, who came up with it? When
Yeah.
was
You just like talking about women's underwear.
Yeah. I mean, Victorian women's underwear was really
From
pretty.
It was really interesting.
It was
Can you imagine trying to take that thing off in the dark by yourself?
Well, y'all saw that video that I shared, right? Where that woman getting ready with all of and it took, that's
It
insane.
took like 6 people.
Yeah. But I remember a few years ago, but this was long before I was on, where it was when Erica was still on and y'all were talking about Frankenstein. And I was like sending messages to Flavio. I'm like, this is actually, and he was reading them off. Of the
Well, actually, that's right. That was you.
That was me. Yes. I'm sorry. I had just literally just written a paper about Frankenstein. So when that episode popped, I'm like, I mean, we can get in depth if y'all want. We can keep it shallow. Just, let us know what you want to hear about. I mean, music, we can do that too. I think Frenchie and the Punk just had a new album come out.
I would love
to get
music.
That'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
But you've seen what happens with Facebook when you try to put any kind of music in.
We'd have to talk about it and not.
I'm really afraid of doing too much down that line. When Flavio and I were doing the podcast, we didn't stream live.
You didn't stream
and
live, yeah.
We just posted it on podcast, and we could kind of do whatever we wanted.
Yeah, which same
now
with
we've
my
got
show, yeah.
Rules. We've got rules.
Yeah. Well, because on my show, I played a full song in the middle of every episode, and it was never a problem. But yeah, Facebook makes it, which we also talked about breaking away from.
Yeah, that's something we probably should think about this
them,
coming
yeah.
year. Maybe moving our stream to someplace where they're not such.
Rumble.
We need to have a meeting.
Yeah. I'm afraid of losing anybody, so I'd hate for that to happen.
Yeah, I
The thing is,
know.
we can post to multiple places. We can stream, because this program we have here allows us to stream to like multiple other locations. So
We got stuff
can-
we need to. Oh, did we lose him? Oh, there he goes.
Hey.
Okay.
I'm here.
No, Thax froze up for a second.
I did. I didn't
You
know.
He
Okay.
froze up for just a second. Yeah, no, we got stuff to discuss. So email us. Tweet at me. I promise I'll respond. Facebook us. Whatever. Just,
Yeah.
Land us some eerie comments on
Yeah.
the Steam Chest YouTube channel.
Even better, send us a comment in Patreon, because that
There
is
you go.
definitely where I'm checking first.
Paid comments.
There are many ways to get a hold of us. And just let us know what y'all want to hear.
For
What
sure.
steampunk shenanigans you want us to get involved with.
And believe it or not, we've already burned through an hour.
We have. It was
It
mostly
doesn't
Jack
feel like it.
talking about his thief.
Hey, you asked. Oh, you didn't. I just decided that you
I
asked.
put the nickel in the jukebox. I had to let the song play out.
Let me say, get into our patrons, Texas Steampunk Connection is brought to us in part by J.R. Seeger's novel, A School for the Great Game. Edwardian teen Elizabeth Bancroft resents being sent to college in India. The college is, in fact, the British Indian School for Spies, where Elizabeth will learn the family business of espionage, martial arts, and the Tibetan mystical arts. A School for the Great Game is the first in the Steampunk Raj series, available on Amazon. We're also brought to you in part by Fair Treasures, as a selection of Texas-made female-presented costumes and accessories for Renaissance wear and steampunk wear and one-of-a-kind imported jewelry. You can shop Fair Treasures at www.fair.treasures.com or on Etsy. So thank you, Kitty, with Fair Treasures.
Kitty.
And our patrons on Patreon, shout out to Jenny and Ryan Shaver and Rita and Lawrence Allen, who are almost always here with us. Thank you all. You are amazing.
Thank you.
And starting next episode from here, I'm just going to let Flavio take over, and he'll tell you all about how that we're on Facebook, and you can email us at texassteampunkconnection@gmail.com, our podcast on podbean.com. We've already talked about Twitter with Blue Stocking, as long as Twitter's around. And Jack mentioned Rumble, which he's already streaming, or he's posting our stuff through his YouTube and Rumble Steampunk subscription box channel.
He's showing us his dinner.
What is that? A pizza?
It looks like pizza, yeah.
And most importantly, our music is brought to us through Zapsplat.com.
Zapsplat.
Darn tootin'. All right. Is there anything else we would like to say before we wrap this up for the year?
It's been an awesome year, and I'm still very thankful that you guys brought me into this. So
You've been an excellent addition. I'm not sure what we would be doing here without you having a semblance of education for us goofballs.
You bring us legitimacy and humor.
Oh no! Temper expectations.
So happy New Year, everybody! Until next year, mind your gauges.
Ages.
Mind your gauges.